What's going on, you guys? This is your boy Chart Slayer from chartslayer.com, bringing you investing, business, and lifestyle. And I want to go ahead and welcome you to this next episode.
I hit recorded drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets. When I'm performing, never boring, now you can't afford it. Champagne Perrier, finish friends on my face.
So what we're going to be going over today is pretty much how to trade Forex in the most basic fashion, right? It's already a pre-recorded video with my team. I want to go ahead and show this to you guys. Make sure that you get as much knowledge as possible on how to trade Forex, how to do highs and lows, how to know if it's impulse or corrections, and how to exactly enter into the trade. There's going to be some questions that they're going to be asking me that might assist you. So I wanted to make sure that you guys get as much information and as much value as possible. All right, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it.
What we're going to be going over today is pretty much the different phases in the market, and to keep things a little basic, right? I was going through some classes last night, and somebody asked me a question of how do you know when the flag is done? How do you know when some of these phases are done in the market so you can actually enter at the best time? And I feel like that's a question that often doesn't get answered, right? Or we might touch upon it, but don't really explain in much detail for all of you to actually understand. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down the different phases in the market and teaching you guys the highs and lows so you'll actually know when to get in, right? It's pretty much that type of that type of spill that I'm going to be going over today is actually when to get in the actual trade or when to look to get into an actual trade, right? So let's go ahead and get into it. Let me go ahead and put these handy dandy headphones on so I can I just like having headphones on. All right, so let's go ahead and get this popping. Don't mind I don't know if you guys can hear the background. Somebody's mowing our lawn, so you know how it is. It's loud. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let me just go ahead and delete these. We're going to be talking about the different phases in the market. So let me go ahead and bring up a pair that I'm not really using at the moment, but also has very nice structure movement. Usually they're the dollar pairs. They usually have the best movements in the market. So mind you guys, I'm highly upset. I missed this trade. It dropped. It plummeted. I wasn't in it, but it's okay. So we're going to use this USD CAD as an example. Put a 3 in the chat if you're excited to go back to the basics, right? It's important that we go back to the basics. I want to make sure you guys are pumped right now. I'm pumped because I like teaching stuff like this. I like teaching the basics. It's something that we don't often teach at all. So I definitely want to bring you guys back to the basics. So what are the different phases in the market, right? I feel like it's super important, excuse me, that you guys understand what is the 3 different phases in the market. What are the different phases in the market? So I want everybody to put in the chat impulse, right? Put in the chat. I want you to put in the chat impulse, right? Put in the chat impulse. This is the first phase in the market. Put in the chat impulse. I want everybody to participate in this because it's super important that you guys understand that the first move in the market is an impulse. That's the first thing you need to look for, is an impulse. In order for you to actually know when to get into a trade, when to even look to get into a trade, is the first thing you need is a sharp move in one direction. That's what an impulse is. It is a sharp move in one direction. Don't fret. I'm going to show you on the charts after I explain this to you. So I want everybody in the chat next to put in correction. Actually, put in pullback. I feel like that'll be easier for you to actually write down. Put in pullback, right? Put in pullback in the chat. This is the second phase in the market that you want to specifically pay attention to because it's super important that you understand that pullbacks, this is where you get excited, right? Pullbacks is where you get excited because this is the point where you're able to say, I am about to enter. I always stress to you guys saying that you want to buy as high as possible and buy as low as possible and sell as high as possible, right? Peaks is where you want to sell. And it's super important that you guys understand that you want to sell as high as possible and buy as low as possible. So, and at that point, that's when you're looking for the second phase, right? Pullback is super crucial. This is when I get excited, okay? This is how I enter into trades. I want you guys to understand what I'm saying. This is how I enter into trades, right? So pullback. I want everybody to put in the chat continuation, okay? Put continuation in the chat. Put continuation in the chat. This is the third phase in the market. This is something that you guys want to focus on because this is where you make your money. Okay, this is where you make your money. It's 3 and 1 are the same thing. I want you guys to really understand. We could really do, instead of saying 1, 2, 3, we could really do 1, 2, 1. If you really want to make things a lot more simpler, right? But pretty much the continuation is where you're making your money. Put money in the chat. Put some dollar signs in the chat because this is the part where you really want to make your money at. The impulse, the first phase is where you're thinking, okay, now I know that I find an impulse, I know that I'm going to be, I know I should be getting a little bit excited, right? Because I know the pullback is coming right afterwards, right? It's important. I love impulses because I know afterwards there's going to be a pullback, right? And when I get a pullback, I'm itching, like I'm fiending to get into the trade. Okay, this is when I'm fiending. This is when it's like, dang, I'm about to literally secure this bag, secure this Louis Vuitton, get this Gucci bag, get this Versace. This is where you really want to pay attention, is on the phase 2, right? And phase 3 is where you get your money. All the dollar signs in the chat, this is where you should be excited about as well. 3, because that's your money phase. Okay, that is your money. Okay, I want you guys to really understand what I'm saying. That is your money. Now, these are the 3 different phases in the market. This is the phases you want to pay attention to. You guys see this all the time. Everybody always says that the market doesn't just move straight down. There's always waves in the market. Well, you understand that, but you don't even know how to use that to make money yet. And this is where you understand. This is where I want you guys to understand that this is how you make money, right? You look for your first impulsive leg. Then you look for your second phase, which is your consolidation, your pullback, your ranging, sideways movement, cluster, whatever you want to call it, right? This is what you're looking for, this right here, because this is where you're getting ready to make this right here, your money, okay? I sell as high as possible, okay? I want you guys to understand what I'm saying, because this is a down move. I'm selling right here, right? I'm selling right here. It's important that you guys understand that you want to sell as high as possible. Now I want to break down even more of the basics, right? Now I want to break down even more of the basics. Everybody put highs and lows in the chat. Put highs and lows in the chat, because it's the same. This is just breaking it down even more simpler for people who probably don't understand the 3 different phases, but you understand kindergarten, right? Highs and lows. You understand that, right? You understand that, and that's what I want to make sure that you guys understand. Let's do it this way. I want to make this maybe a little shorter. Actually, let's delete this, and we'll really talk about the highs and lows in the market for you guys to understand, right? So after, somebody tell me in the chat, what is this? In the chat, what is this? Okay, what is this? Is this a high or a low? Tell me in the chat. Tell me in the chat, is this a high or a low? I want to know if you guys are actually learning, because this literally will change your whole life. I'm telling you, as soon as I show you this on the chart, I want you guys to let me know what this is. Yes, this is a high. In the chat, tell me what this is. Tell me what this is. I need you guys to type these things fast. I need to be able to interpret this on the chart for you. I need these fast responses, right? Yes, these are your lows, right? Now tell me in the chat, what is this? right? Tell me exactly what it is. Tell me exactly what it is. Tell me exactly what it is. Super quick. What is this? Tell me in the chat what it is. What is this? I don't care about any lower highs. I don't care about lower lows. I only care about highs and lows. So you just tell me in the chat if this is a high or is this a low. I don't care about the technical stuff. I care about making money, right? And how I make money is if I understand if it's a high or it's a low. Somebody tell me this in the chat. What is this in the chat? That's a high, right? And somebody tell me what this is in the chat, right? Now, what's next? Put it in the chat. What's next? Yes, yes, yes. A high is next. A high is next, right? That's what's next. A high, right? And that's super important that you guys understand that a high is next. So if you know that a high is coming right afterwards, and you know that you just need to know what phase are you in, right? So if we're right now, this is an impulse, right? Remember? Put a 2 in the chat if you know that this is an impulse. If you know this is the first phase. Put a 2 in the chat if you know this is the first phase. Right? And if we know that this is a low and we're expecting something right afterwards, right? And we're expecting a high, then we know that this right here is our phase 2. This is our phase 2 right here. We know this is our phase 2. Like I said, when you see that impulse, you get excited, right? You get excited because you're thinking, dang, like I'm about to make some money right now. I'm about to secure the bag at this moment. I'm gonna show you guys the trades, the trade that I'm currently in, GBP Swiss franc. I'm currently in a buy, and I'm gonna show you guys how I got into that trade, because it's important that you guys understand from somebody who has the results, somebody who has the guidance to help you to actually secure this bag. And I'm gonna secure it here for you today together, right? So this is 2, right? You're looking for that. So you're looking to sell right here. I want you guys to understand what I'm saying. This is your selling zone right here. This is your selling zone right here. And I'm going to tell you how to specifically get into this trade for my trade, right? I'm going to show you a live trade that I'm currently in, right? So after that, you know that you're getting a low afterwards. So you know this is your continuation. You know this is phase 3. You know this is your money phase right here. I always call this the money phase because 3 is the money phase. This is your Louis Vuitton bag. This is your Gucci bag. This is your Versace. This is your Michael Kors. This is any luxury car you want. This is what the 3 is. I really want you guys to understand this is what your 3 is. So now let's go ahead and interpret this on the chart. And you guys stay active in the chat for me. Stay active in the chat. I want to make sure that you guys understand what's going on right now in the market. All right, let's go on. We can do this on any time frame. I really want you guys to understand this is on any time frame. All right, so somebody tell me in the chat, what phase are we in? Are we in the impulse? Oh, no, actually tell me a number. What number phase are we in? Who cares about the technicals? What number phase are we in? Tell me in the chat, what number phase is this? Tell me what number phase are we in? Why do you guys think we're in 2? Why do you guys think we're in 2? Oh, that's from before. Okay. Tell me what number phase we're in. We're in 1, right? This is your impulsive move, right? This is your impulsive move, right? If I were to play this, what phase are we in right here? Tell me what number phase we are in the chat. Tell me what number phase we are in the chat. I really want you guys to stay active, because the only way that you'll get better at this is if you stay active, right? Is if you stay active and work with me to work with you, so I can make sure that you secure this bag, right? I want to make sure you understand this, right? Miss Dana, you have a question. You raised your hand. Could you unmute yourself, please? So you may answer your question. Miss Dana, if you could unmute yourself for me. Oh, it was a mistake? All right, cool. All right. So I'm gonna lower that hand real quick. So yes, this is phase 2. So we know that in this phase, we are looking right here at these highs. I know you guys see these wicks. I know you guys see these candlesticks at the top. This is where we're looking to sell the market. I want you guys to really understand what I'm saying. This is where you're wanting to sell the market. You want to sell here. right? You want to sell here because guess what? Guess what? Tell me what phase this is. Tell me what phase. Don't tell me the number. Tell me what type of bag you want. Tell me what type of bag you want in the chat. Tell me what type of bag you want in the chat. Do you want that Louis? Do you want that Gucci? Do you want that Versace? Do you want some Louis? Do you want some Michael Kors? Do you want, what type of bag do you want in the chat? Okay, tell me what you want, because this is the money phase right here. Okay, like, oh, somebody fancy. Somebody said Birkin. This is that money phase right here, right? This is the money phase, because if I play this out, I want you guys to really understand, this is your money phase. You see how that money phase worked? It came all the way right here, right? Eventually, yes, we came down to this level that I drew out, but there was a lot of consolidation in here, right? There was a lot of consolidation. Like I said, the market doesn't just drop all the way down there like that. There's always going to be waves in the market. We got somebody who's bougie. We say Goyard is in the building, okay? We really want to make sure that you guys understand that trading can be incredibly easy if you really understand what you're doing, right? Now, let's talk about the smaller time frames, right? Let's go on the 1 hour. All right. Oh, you disrespectful. This man said Dollar Tree. I'm weak. So let's go ahead and talk about this on the 1 hour, because a lot of you guys don't trade on the daily, but you really trade on these lower time frames. You can do this on any time frame. I really want you guys to understand what I'm saying, right? So in the chat, tell me what number phase this is. In the chat, tell me what number phase this is. Tell me what it 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 is. Perfect. 1, right? Exactly. Next, tell me what number phase this is. Tell me what number phase this is. Like, trading is incredibly easy, you guys. I'm telling you, it's incredibly easy. It's incredibly easy. After it clicks, I promise you, it took a while for it to click. It takes a while for it to click, but when it clicks, it's crazy. Okay, and somebody tell me what bag you want right here. Tell me what bag you want, because this is really what it is. This is the third phase. This is the money phase right here. You see what I'm saying? Somebody said Fendi. Somebody want the money bag. That's what I'm talking about. This is what you want. Burberry. I like it. Tell me what bag, because this is the money that you're gonna make. I really want you guys to understand what I'm saying. This is the money that you're gonna make. There's obviously different ways of trading, right? You could, go by breaks of structure, right? That's still after this 2 phase. You're still in this money bag phase right here. If you want to be a breakout trader, I want as small risk as possible. I want you guys to really understand, if my stop loss is up here, if I enter in as a breakout trader, you see the distance between my entry and my stop loss? But if I were to enter as high as possible, right here, you see how close my entry and my stop loss is? Come on now. That's why I do retest trading. That's why I sell as high as possible and I buy as low as possible, because my risk is small as hell, right? So I really want you guys to understand what I'm saying, that it's really, really easy. Now let's talk about, yeah, I like that debt-free bag. I like that bag. Okay, so let's talk about how do you know when the pullback is done, right? And let's talk about our highs and lows real quick, right? Let's talk about our highs and lows. And it's very important that you guys understand that it's really easy. Like, it's really, really easy after you understand when you utilize this. Like, somebody tell me what this is. Somebody tell me what this is. This a high or a low? Tell me in the chat. Is this a high or a low? It's a low, right? This is a low, right? Tell me in the chat. What is this? Tell me in the chat. What is this? Boom. Keep it active. What is this? What is this right here? Boom. It's a low, right? What is this right here? Boom. That's a high, right? Tell me this right here. We almost done with this one. Tell me what this is right here. Boom. Now tell me what this is right here. That's a high. Exactly. That's a high. Now tell me what this is right here. Right? Curtis, don't be technical. We don't need to know the high or highs. We just need to know if it's a high or a low. I don't care about none of that. I just want to know if it's a high or a low. You need to think simply. This higher highs and lower, it'll confuse you. We don't want any of that. We just want to know if it's a high or a low, right? Now somebody tell me what this is. This is where you get crazy. This is not just a high, right? I want you guys to understand what I'm saying. This right here is a similar high. Woo! All right, I want you guys to really understand what I'm saying real quick. This is a similar high. Okay? Remember, in an uptrend, you're breaking highs. This high right here was not broken. This high right here was not broken. So because this high was not broken, guess what it did? It dropped, right? So if you were trading and you got this impulse and you know this is your correction, right? You know this is your correction. You need to understand, okay, well, how do I know when this flag is done? Or how do I know when this pullback is done? Or how do I know when this retracement is done? You know, as soon as it don't break any more highs or it doesn't break any more lows. So you're paying attention. You say, okay, boom. All right, it broke this high. It's not ready yet. Boom. All right, it broke this high. It's not ready yet. Boom. All right, it broke this high. It's not ready yet. Boom. Okay, now we're starting to get a low. Now I'm watching. Right now I'm watching. I'm like, oh, okay, so this might actually start dropping. Let me see if it breaks this high. If it breaks this high, okay, then it's going to keep going up. If it doesn't break this high, then I'm looking to sell. And it didn't break this high, so this pullback is done. And guess what you got? A drop. I could do this all day, every day. I could do this on any time frame. I promise you. Let's do it on this one, right? Just this random one right here. We have a low, a high, a low, a high. Well, that's not really a high. I messed up on that one. This is your low, excuse me. Then this is your high, right? So low, high, low, high. But guess what? This high did not break that high. And guess what? It dropped. I promise you, if you really go through these basics, now you guys know how to trade. Because this is what I do, right? This is literally what I do. If we can do this all day, every day. All right, so you got low, high, low, high, low, high, low. It did not break this high. And so what? It dropped. I promise you it's that simple. I promise you the basics that we learn is there for a reason, right? Now, what about these, right? Now we're talking about these. Now we're like, oh, well, what about the times where it breaks out, right? This broke out and then it came back in. Well, that's called a fake out. It didn't technically break out. If we were to go to, let's say, the 4 hour, right? You see on the 4 hour, look what it formed. It just wicked it. It didn't break it. It might have broke on the lower time frames, but it did not technically break it. This is why higher time frames trump all. This is why I go by 4 hour and up. I don't go by anything less than the 4 hour, right? Because I will get that confirmation. I promise you I will get that confirmation, right? Yes, it technically broke on the 1 hour, right? But look at how it immediately retraced back in. That's a strong candle. It broke out, came here. You're like, okay, well, this candle might push up, right? No, you saw how it broke back down and then broke back down. And it broke below this ceiling. So because it broke below the ceiling, now you have to think, oh, okay, well, if you get a second candle that breaks below again, right? And highs and lows is the same thing with candlesticks. High, low, high, low, high, low. It's the same thing. This candlestick was lower than this candlestick and it broke it 3 times. If you get a candlestick up and then it breaks down below this ceiling 3 times, you might as well assume, hey, this is not breaking this high, right? You want to think about these things when you're trading. I promise you, it'll save your life. I could do this all day, right? Low, high, low, high, low. It did not break this high, so it dropped. I can do this. I promise you I could do this for an uptrend, right? High, low, high, low, high. This low was not broken, so it went up. I promise you, I could do this all day. High, low, high, similar low, so it went up. The market tells you when it's going to happen. You have to just watch it. Use your rules. Now let's talk about the trade that I got into. before we close out, because this one's a real quick session. This session is not supposed to. This is supposed to be a light bulb session. Light bulb sessions do not need to be long. Okay, this light bulb session is supposed to be something where you're like, I need to use this and apply this right now, right? So I want to go ahead and get to the trade that I'm actually in right now. I want to explain to you, right, how I got into this trade. Right? How I got into this trade. Right? So let's replay this, because I promise you it's this simple. Where did I enter at? Like right here? Wait, let me go on the 4 hour. Let me go on the 4 hour. Make sure I know. Whoops. Nope. How did I enter into this trade? I can't even remember how I entered this trade. It's crazy. Oh, here it is. Tripping. All right. So I entered off the daily, right? I entered off the daily. So this is how I entered into this trade. So let's actually break it down on the 4 hour. I actually don't need to replay this. I can show you, right? So this is what my analysis was. This is what my analysis was, right? So I said, you know what? Let's break down the highs and lows, right? You got high, low, high, low, high, low. Oh man, it didn't even break this high. So I'm still thinking, right? You got a high here. So it's high. So it's getting lower, of course. So you have high, low, high, low, high. And then guess what? This low did not break this low. So guess what happened? It went up, right? So now because it went up and it broke this trend line, retested this trend line and went up, now I know that we are in official uptrend. So now I'm watching. Now I said, you know what? Let me watch this. Let me go on the 1 hour and see when this is ready to take off. So this is what I did. I said high, low, high, low, high, and then this low was not low, or was not lower than this one. So it went up. That's it. I promise you. That's it. Use that with candlesticks and you will win. I promise you, we could do this right now. Current price right now. High, low, high, low, high. This low did not break this low, so it went up. Like, come on now, you guys. Like, I can't break this down. I can't lie to you about this. This is the facts. You're looking at it right now with the trade that I'm currently in. This is how I got into the trade.
Hey, Mark, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
I see when you say the high, low, and then didn't break that high. So if you entered into that, you have to wait till that following candle close to enter to make sure it closed above it?
Yeah, always wait for a close.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to clarify.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Always wait for the close.
Some people just jump right in.
No, don't jump in, because this could just like what you said, this could just, it could come up here and then it can completely come back down here. You need to wait for the close of the candle before you just enter into a trade. Always. Do you enter the trade there or wait for next candlestick? So let's say right now, right? So let's say high, low, high, and then this area right here was low, but it didn't break this low. And you're thinking, okay, well, what would make you get into this trade? Let's hide this real quick. And let's replay this to right here. Right, if I were to delete these so that you can see it. This is your low, right? What I'm looking for is a candlestick. Right? What I'm looking for is a candlestick. I'm looking for some form of candlestick formation, a pin bar, an engulfing candle, something that allows me to get into a trade, right? And so what I got is a pin bar here. So this was my confirmation, right? This confirmation right here. I'm like, okay, well, not only are we wicking, we wicked 3 times. So I'm looking at the wicks. I'm like, dang, we wicked 3 times. That's how I know this move is about to go up, right? And then my confirmation to actually get in, though, was this pin bar. After I got this pin bar, that's my entry. So I would have entered here, stop loss below here, and then as you can see, the market went up. Right? The market went up, right? So this is just what you're looking for. This is all that I'm looking for. That's it. Right? Now, when you use this, okay, with patterns or, with this is that and the third, I mean, at this point, I only use patterns on higher time frames and to identify if this is going to go up even more. But to be honest, all I use is highs and lows, and that's it. You don't need nothing extra. I just taught you how to trade. All your basics was today in 30 minutes, 40 minutes. That's all it was. Super simple, right? What do you mean, Anthony? What are you looking for on the AJ chart? That's the question. Like, what is it that you're looking for? Are you in the trade on AJ? Is that what it is? Why specifically? See, now you tell me what it is. You tell me. I'm not going to give you the answers. You tell me. That's the point of us having a short session today. So you can tell me. Yeah, at first, yeah, I was looking at this as well. Right? High, low, high, low, high, similar low, went up. But this high did not break this high, so it went down. Made another low, similar low, so it went up. But this high did not break this high, so it went down. So you have to continually do this over and over and over again, right? It's not in consolidation. All it's doing is forming a pattern. You tell me what it's going to do. I want you to tell me. That's what I want you to do. Please, what time frame and stop loss is it okay for us busy scalper? First, being a scalper or busy scalper? There's no specific time frame. I mean, lower time frames, 15, 5. I mean, like, you could scalp on the 1 hour. You can even scalp on the 4 hour. You can scalp on a daily time frame if you know what you're doing. The thing is the thing about scalping is that you have high risk. Your stop loss is huge. Your take profit is small. So you have to be able to, determine how exactly you want to trade, right? So there's a smart way in scalping, right? So let's say, for example, we were trying to catch this drop right here, this small drop right here, right? And we know that, if we're using high, low, high, low, high, we know that this is going to drop. What you can do, if I were to draw this minor trend line here, is we could drop immediately to the 15 minute. Right? Drop immediately to the 15 minute and use that same exact principle. High, low, high, low, high. This is a similar high, and so it dropped. You can do that exact same principle. Right? Look at that. Even though this might have done, I don't want you guys to think, oh, well, it closed above this wick, so this means, no, it doesn't mean like it. That's not what I mean by a high. What I mean by is a collection of candles, right? Look at this collection of candles here. See how it's 2 or more, 3 or more, 4 or more candles here? This is what you're looking for. You're looking for a rejection of these highs. You see this wick? See this? You see how candles is moving sharply down? That's how you know that it's a high or a low, right? So you have to look at these things as you're trading, right? So then I would have looked for, you see that bearish engulfing? This would have been my entry here, stop loss right here. And then as you can see, there's my entry and there's your scalp, right? If you're going to scalp, you need to have good risk to reward. So I go for at least 3 to 1. So boom, here. Look at that, a 4 to 1 ratio, perfectly. A 4 to 1 ratio. That's how you scalp, right? And then you caught 44 pips. If you scalp, you got to scalp the right way. All right, you got to scalp the right way. Delete all of this. Where should you start with the first high or low? And do you always have to start with the high? No, you can start with the low. It depends on where you are in the trend, right? So, there's no specific where to start. It's just where you are in the current price, right? You always want to use higher time frames, right? So higher time frames trump all. If you know you're in a downtrend, then you start with a high. If you know you're in an uptrend, then you start with the low. Remember, you buy low and sell high. So you have to use these regular basics to get into a trade. It's literally that simple. Don't overthink it. Number one rule, keep it simple. Do not overthink your trading. Do not think that it's hard. It's not hard. It's very simple. You just have to get over the fact that you think it's complicated. It's not complicated. Find ways to make things simple in your trading, right? If you know this is a high, you know what's next, a low. If you know this is a low, then you know what's next, a high. You don't overthink your trading. You just wait for it to play out, right? You know, I told you identify what phase you are, that you're in. This is an impulse. You know, this is a correction. You're in phase 2. This is phase 1. You know that you're about to make this money. You know you're about to get that Fendi bag. This is a 3 right here. Now it's just a matter of, okay, well, if you have indicators, what indicators am I using? Or if I don't use indicators and I'm a naked trader, okay, well, what candlesticks am I looking for? What patterns am I looking for to confirm that this is going to go in that direction? And as soon as I get those confirmations, that's when I enter. I don't overthink it. That's it. Put a 2 in the chat if this helped you out, you guys. Put a 2 in the chat if this helped you out. I really hope this helped you guys out. This helped me out. When I figured it out, it really changed my trading altogether. So I hope this really helped you guys out. We're going to close it out for today. Like I said, this is a real close, nitty and gritty session. I want you guys to apply this as soon as possible. And I just wanted this to be like a light bulb moment, right? Because I feel like everybody's overthinking their trading. People are like, I'm not getting the results. It's because you're doing all this extra stuff. Keep your trading as simple as possible. I only go by this. I identify my trend. I identify what phase I'm in. And after that, I follow my rules. That's it. Remember, the second phase is the time you want to enter. Just want to let you know. All right, you guys, I appreciate that. I appreciate all the love in the chat. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning in the New York session. Make sure you guys get your tickets from ChartSlayer next week. I want to make sure everybody understands. Next week is the event. I don't know if you guys understand. Next week is the event for the boot camp. So go to chartslayer.com and get your tickets. Get it while you can. Right? Get it while you can, while it's still hot and fresh. Right here, click boot camp, sign up, follow the rest of the instructions, and you're good to go, you guys. I'm telling you, it's next week. It's next Saturday. Next Saturday is the boot camp. So make sure you guys get your tickets. All right, you guys, I appreciate you for getting on here, and you will be missed. And I'll see you guys tomorrow morning in the New York session. Peace out, you guys.
All right, you guys, I hope you guys really enjoyed everything. I hope it just brought a lot of value. It made a little bit of sense for you guys. I really wanted to make sure that this was extremely simple and extremely basic so that you and in layman's terms can understand and pretty much be able to trade on the foreign exchange market with ease. So I hope you guys got that. Also, one more thing. If you guys didn't know, and I probably haven't even brought it up, but next Saturday, I'm going to be bringing up a boot camp. It's going to be a market structure boot camp, pretty much breaking down how to trade stop-loss placements, how to trade Fibonacci, and etc. All that is going to be down in the description if you guys actually want to get and be a part of that specific movement. I promise you it maxed out last time. So go ahead, get your tickets today. Like I said, it's next Saturday. So that thing is going to run out. It will max out. So I want to go ahead and make sure that you guys, please get as much value out of this as possible. And you guys, I'm out.